Let me take you back. Maybe this will be the last time we have to go back to 2011, but it's still reasonably fresh in our minds. We had a pretty good year as an industry with total sales up 10%. And great news, retail grew more than total industry. That means the industry as a whole pulled back on fleet sales as a percentage of total sales in 2011. That's always a sign of good times. We did a little bit better than the industry. Our total sales were up 20%, and we were able to increase our retail sales really strong, 29%, which was great. Very good for the brand, and we had an all-time record year with about 645,000 sales. I want to talk a little bit about January, though, because the general consensus on January among industry folks is that, wow, it was a really good January. But a lot of that thought came out before the industry saw the fleet sales. And that good trend that I mentioned in 2011 has kind of already been turned around in 2012. Sales were up 11%, which everyone looked at as good news. But the bad news was retail sales through dealerships, as opposed to big fleet accounts, were up only 4%, which is a very, very small increase and significantly less than the growth of retail sales in 2011. So there should be cause for some concern there. We had a decent month in January. Our total sales were up 15%, and we kept our retail momentum at 19%. That's going to be one of our strategies, by the way, in 2012. You guys know we have limited production availability. We're going to send as much of what we have through our dealer channel as possible and really turn down our fleet mix. It'll be something like 6 or 7% this year, and the industry average is more like 18 to 20%. And most of the bigger companies are fleeting in the 30 to 35% range. And this is just looking at that year-over-year increase one more time. Industry added about 100,000 units, January 11 to January 12, but 61% of those incremental units were fleet units. So very, very few actual retail sales. You know the Malcolm Gladwell book that is out in the last couple of years, and it talks about how the Beatles really weren't an overnight sensation, that they practiced and honed their craft for many years. I don't know if you guys know the story. It's a great little bit in the book, but they practiced for years in German bars, real dives, perfecting their craft. But yet many people, when they think of the Beatles, think of 1964 when they got off the Boeing 707 and came to New York and sang "I Want to Hold Your Hand" or whatever at the Ed Sullivan Show, that this was the story of an overnight success. It really wasn't. They worked very, very hard to get there. Now, bear with me. I'm not saying that Hyundai is like the Beatles, but I'm saying that our path to some reasonable level of success here has been a very long journey. And it's been characterized more by lots of hard work and tenacity than it has been by any kind of overnight success. And I like this chart. This is our market share growth from 1986 to 2011. 25 years worth of history. Our first year we had a 1.1% share. Last year, for the very first time, after all these years in the market, we broke 5%, 5.1%. So when you do that math, 4 percentage points of gain over 25 years, it's 0.15 percentage points of market share gain each year. Very, very slow and steady path to get to where we are.